Rate Your Music is a website I have a love-hate relationship with. I can easily make fun of the endless praise of super pretentious albums, but a lot of those are some of my favorites of all time. With that, I was thinking of doing a video ranking all of the top albums, but I don't have the time to listen to 100 albums right now, so I compromised and did singles instead. I took the top 100 singles of all time as of April 2021, listened to all of them through, and ranked them. A couple ground rules. One, for the most part, I'm not focusing on the B-side. If it was really good, it helped the ranking, but if it was bad, then I just forgot about it. I also want to say that this has nothing to do with the importance of the songs or how innovative they were. I am basing this off my current opinions and just on the music itself. There were also a couple duplicates where a song popped up more than once for different reasons, so I just took them off. They are Karma Police by Radiohead, God Only Knows and Caroline No by the Beach Boys, Once in a Lifetime and Seen and Not Seen by Talking Heads, Born Under Punches and Cities by Talking Heads, and All Along the Watchtower and Long Hot Summer Night by Jimi Hendrix. With all that being said, here are those songs ranked in my opinion, and because of what I just said, it starts at 95.
It's okay, I know nothing's wrong.
I don't like Talking Heads very much, I'm sorry in advance. Maybe it's because I had high hopes, but this did nothing for me. When it comes to singer-songwriters, it gets really hard for me to separate the art from the artist, and in this case, I don't want to hear what fucking Sun Kill Moon has to say. This is probably one of the more controversial rankings here, but I can't listen to Loveless properly. Something about the way it's mixed gives me a horrible headache every time I listen to it, so I can't put it any higher even if I do appreciate what it's doing. And this is the same as When You Sleep. These are basically like the same ranking. I'm still not a fan of Talking Heads, but I do like Born Under Punches quite a bit. Did it need to be 10 minutes? I know this is blasphemy, but I don't want to lie to myself or you. It's not bad, but it's kind of forgettable in my opinion.
Lonely night.
I just feel like both songs went nowhere, even if it was innovative at the time. I've never been able to get into LCD Sound System, so while this wasn't bad at all, I just don't see myself ever coming back to it. I love David Bowie, as you'll get to see, but I just don't like new wave. I've always appreciated this song, especially the instrumental, but I've never fully understood what's so special about it. I just don't really feel anything while listening to it, even if I generally do like it. It's good, I know, but I just don't care about what's going on. It's not bad at all, but it just didn't really stand out to me at all. It goes on a bit long, and 80s hip-hop always sounds kind of clunky to my ears, but this was still really well done. Out of Bowie's most famous singles, this is probably one of his weakest, which still means it's good. This is a nice tune, it's the highest Smith song on here, but it just doesn't really stick with me. One of Joy Division's more forgettable singles, which still means it's very, very good.
Penny Lane is in my ears.
I don't understand how this is the Beatles' highest single, but I will say I prefer the B-side. Probably my one exception to my dislike of new wave. New Order's production is so cool.
Help you here.
It's maybe a bit too edgy for my taste, but they do bring up some genuinely good points on this. These are all great punk songs, even if I don't see myself coming back to it. You can't really mess up trip hop from the 90s in my eyes.
Then I guess she had to crash. Valium would have helped that patch.
I think this is a trans-positive song, so nice job, Lou. This is a song I remember hearing all the time on the radio, so it was super cool to hear it again. Something about Homogenic doesn't grip me as much as Vespertine, but this is still a really good song overall.
It's been too hard living.
I'm gonna break my rule and focus on the B-side since that seems to be the more highly regarded song, and because I didn't care for Shake that much. A Change Is Gonna Come is beautiful, and I love it. I don't have too much to say about this one other than that it's beautiful.
Watch out, the world's behind.
I'm not a huge fan of the Velvet Underground, but these two songs, especially Sunday Morning, stand out a lot as extremely beautiful pieces. Not sure how I feel about that line on Voodoo where Jimmy says he'll make love to you while you're asleep, but all three of these are very good. I think this is definitely one of her best early singles and one where the instrumentation complements her voice very well. I've never gotten into Deftones properly, but this was a super engaging song all the way through and makes me want to go through their discography.
The girl of drama in single parenthood, there I stood by the
Fantastic beat and a really great piece of boom bap overall. It just puts me in a trance that I really, really enjoy. Another set of great Joy Division songs that sound timeless. Amazing production and atmosphere all around. This was just like 6 minutes of bliss that'll probably warm up even more as I listen to it. It's always so weird hearing a song that you've never heard, but one that's been sampled in such an iconic way, but this stands out on its own incredibly well. Really great and dreamy stuff. The sound design is fantastic. I remember having this on my iPod however many years ago, so this was a total nostalgia trip. They got their wish. Just a super easy and nice listen through and through, even if the B-side doesn't hold up to the main song.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's the sounds of silence. I'm not sure what else I can say. I'm realizing this is the lowest Radiohead song here, but this song is still so good. I promise I love this one. There's just others I like even more. I didn't realize what song this was until I listened to it, and it was a great surprise. Somehow I had never heard this song, and with this being one of the only hip-hop songs on the list, I'm extremely happy I found it. Maybe this is because I grew up in the generation with this song, but it's extremely iconic through and through, and I love it. It's literally just everything I love about Southern hip-hop in one song. It's honestly weird to compare this song to everything around it, but this song has a charm to it that will never age. The switch between folk and electronic music on this song is mind-blowing. Kate Bush is so fucking good at making music that I don't have anything special to say here. I'm surprised this is Outkast's only entry in the top 100, but despite how insanely creative this was for the time, it's just a really great song.
inside myself and see my heart is black.
I could take or leave the B-side, but Paint It Black is easily one of the most interesting rock songs I've ever heard. I loved this obviously, but it did remind me to go finish the show since I never got past the first season. I had never heard of this single or group before, but the blend of mariachi and folk is great. I don't think this is the best song on Turn On the Bright Lights, and I think the song works better in the context of the album, but it's still an amazing post-punk track. Like I said with Wuthering Heights, I can't add anything here since Kate Bush's vocals and songwriting and production choices are perfect. Both songs here are absolutely fantastic, and it just put a smile on my face throughout the whole thing. The B-side isn't anything too special, but True Faith is easily one of the catchiest songs New Order ever made, despite its dark subject matter.
Don't want to leave her now.
I feel bad putting this as low as it is since I really do love Something, and the bass riff on Come Together is iconic, but there's just too much good music out there. One of the best pop songs ever, and it's somehow only 32 on this list. The production on this song is so good, it's crazy. The Cure doesn't miss, and even though this was the only song of theirs on here I hadn't already heard, it still blew me away.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
I actually really love the B-side instrumental that comes with this, and even if I don't love Good Vibrations as much as some of their other hits, it's still phenomenal. I don't love The Glow Part 2 as much as everyone else, but The Moon is by far my favorite track on it. The horns on the hook and Phil's super sad vocal performance is a perfect accompaniment to my late night cries. I knew that I had heard this before the second it started, and it totally makes sense that this was in Donnie Darko. It has to be one of my favorite post-punk songs maybe ever. Heroes is as popular as it is for a reason. The song at its core is impeccably written, and the B-side is a really nice ambient piece to work with it.
Do I feel? Tell you now.
Another New Order song that's super high, but their hits are hits for a reason. This isn't my favorite Radiohead ballad, but it's still some of the most effectively simplistic songwriting in their entire career. It's a song that literally just gets better and better as it continues, and the B-side is a super lovely tune too. An extremely classic song that I can't say enough good things about. Ain't It Funny is probably one of the most insane hip-hop songs ever released, but it's part of the reason why I consider Danny Brown to be one of the best rappers of this generation, if not of all time. I do prefer Karma Police, but both Letdown and Karma Police are extremely popular for a reason. This song is incredible because I could see a bunch of East Coast rappers hopping on this for a posse cut, but at the same time the lead singer from Portishead could just as easily hop on it and both would be amazing. The Cure writes love songs like no other group I've seen, and it's still fantastic to this day. Starman is one of the most otherworldly sounding songs of its time, and is the centerpiece of Ziggy Stardust for a reason. Pretty much the perfect representation of depressive melancholy, it's easily one of Radiohead's most realistically sad songs ever. You could take any song from Disintegration, it would make one of the best singles in post-punk history. This one just happens to be especially fantastic. Under the Ivy is a cool ballad, but Running Up the Hill is one of the best pop songs ever written. It has to be. There's way too much fucking Radiohead on this list, so I don't have too much to say about each song, but the different phases of this one are incredible. Disintegration is one of the most effectively sad albums I've ever listened to, and Pictures of You is a great reason why.
Nothing to live for, and look like nothing's wrong.
It's just so relaxing and beautiful that you can't not find something to love here.
The crimson.
It's so good, but I have literally nothing else to say about it. That's not a knock against it, I just can't add anything that hasn't already been said, but I do love it.
It's a freaky show.
David Bowie's production is always incredible, but it somehow reaches even better highs on this song, and the instrumental B-side is a phenomenal addition to Life on Mars.
Give me a reason to love you.
Probably the best trip-hop song ever made on the best trip-hop album ever made, but beyond that, it's just a fantastic song through and through.
I mean, it's evident that I'm irrelevant to society. That's what you're telling me, penitent.
Kendrick's lyricism, especially on this song, will go down as some of the best in hip-hop history if it hasn't already. The way he says everything he does is just insane, and the super dark beat and jazzy outro are just the cherry on top.
I was speed for cracks and weed. The combination made my eyes bleed.
Cream is easily one of the best hip-hop songs ever, and both songs just carry an energy that is so specific to Wu-Tang. Ladies and Gentlemen is so beautiful that it makes me cry almost every time I listen to it. Come Together is also a really great rock tune, but it's really the title track that steals the show. Two of the best songs ever written. I honestly prefer God Only Knows, but both songs are just pop at its absolute best. I love 21st Century Schizoid Man, but the main reason this is here is because of Epitaph. It's just so potently emotional, and the instrumental crescendos are fantastic. Funeral is one of my favorite albums of all time, and Tunnels is probably my favorite song on it. I just think it is a perfect representation of nostalgia and growing up, and I just love it every time I listen to it. I didn't know this before ranking these, but the original single has cut down versions of both songs, but those versions kind of suck, so I'm just going to talk with the album versions. These songs are so good. Time is probably my second favorite Pink Floyd song of all time, and the sax solo on Us and Them is one of my favorite parts of Dark Side on the Moon. I originally didn't want to put a random Radiohead song as my number one, especially one that feels like a deep cut even though it's a single, but fuck it, this is my list. Most songs on In Rainbows would top this list, and it's mainly due to the way they build out songs on that album. The way everything is structured on this song just makes every following part better than the last, and by the end I just want to re-listen to the whole thing. And that's the list. I know a lot of people are going to get mad about some of the things, and to that I just want to say it's my list. If you have any differing opinions, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Just be respectful of other people, please. This video will probably go out of date pretty soon since the list is always changing. But I did want to make this to hear some new great songs and also to revisit some of my favorite songs, and I had a great time making this. I will hopefully be making some more longer music-related videos in the future, so be ready for that, and thanks for watching.